known as pie graphs or pie charts, whatever you want to say. Now, why and when, why would I use a circle graph over a bar graph or a line graph or even a pictograph or any other type of graph? When is it that you use circle graphs, Peter?
When you're talking about percent.
When you talk about percents, more specifically, because that's true, because you do talk about percents that way. More specifically, when you talk about, anybody? Kelsey?
Percent.
Yeah, I want to get away from the percents for this point in time right here. You use a pie graph when you talk about
Fractions.
fractions as well, but when you talk about splitting up a whole of something. Splitting up a whole of something. Okay, in other words, if I wanted to show what my typical day looked like, okay, my pie graph is going to split up 24 hours. Okay, this whole circle stands for everything, 24 hours, and maybe you'd say, okay, and you can do it either percentage-wise or fraction-wise, it's all the same thing. You know, let's say you sleep for 8 hours, and it doesn't matter to me if you do or not. That means 8 out of your 24 hours is spent sleeping. Well, that fraction of the circle is 1/3 of the circle. So you take your circle and you would split it into a third, and this is all sleeping. Okay, maybe you spend 8 hours at school, so it's the same thing. 8 out of 24 is school. So another part of your circle, another third is school. Okay, and then the rest is kind of divided up on however, I don't know, maybe you practice, if you practice sports for 2 hours, you know, that's 12 out of 24, which is 1/12. It gets a little goofy when you try to split a circle into 12s, but that would be a quarter of what's left here. So this would be sports. And I'm sure you do something to entertain yourselves at night, whether it be video games or television or something. How much time, Jacob Kunzendorf, would you say spend either on television or video games or a couple hours? Huh? So another 2 hours, another piece of the pie ends up being doing, you know, whatever, video stuff, entertainment. And then you still have, how many hours do we still have left over here? I think you still have 4 more left over here.
Homework.
We did 8 plus 8 is 16, plus 2 plus 2 is 20. Alright, maybe you spend an hour doing homework, I don't know.
No.
And this, you know, this isn't going to be real detailed because you spend 15 minutes eating lunch, or you spend 20 minutes getting ready for school, or you spend this or that, or do whatever, or you read, or do whatever. But if you want to show, you know, that way when people look at this, they go, oh, most of your day is spent either sleeping or going to school. Just by looking at it, you don't have a chart, you don't have a, you know, you don't have a bar graph, because bars can, you never know what the total is with a bar graph. They can go on forever. But this is cutting things up into nice little pieces here. Another way to do it, the book says, okay, let's say you've got a circle here, and they ask what? Information about their pets. What do they ask here? I don't want to spend the time doing that. Take a look at page 40, please. Page 207, lesson 40. Page 207, lesson 40.